Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Yo, we're back. Wow. All right. Welcome. It's great to be back, folks. Welcome to season 3 of J-Dub, the Bad Boy Nerds, F.O.C. Top 10 Countdown Show. Folks, it's good to be back. It's great to be live again. Great to see my face and hear my voice live and direct on YouTube, transmitting across the world. But if you follow me on Instagram, all right, Instagram, every Friday, every single Friday, follow me on Instagram, name's right here. Let me see, can I point? Boink, I think I'm pointing at my name right there in the corner. Every Friday I put out, every week, a brand spanking new, fresh F.O.C. top 10 list. This is your first time. Who am I? What am I doing? And why am I yelling at you? I'm your host, J-Dub, the Bad Boy Nerd. So 3 years ago, I started doing what's called a F.O.C. top 10 list, basically F.O.C. final order cutoff. It's when all the stores have to put in their orders to all the distributors. Final order cutoff is the date that all but guarantees that you get these comic books. So I said, how about this? How about I put together a top 10 list? Because I don't know about you, but one thing I hate freaking FOMO. Fear of missing out, bump that. I don't like to miss out. So what did I start doing? Start putting together a top 10 list. I go through all these pages. I do all this research, and I figure out what are some of the 10 hottest books, first appearances, maybe new series, dope covers. We all like those great Villalobos covers. Sozo Micah, love her covers. And anyone who's been watching me, you know I'm a huge fan of Rose Besh, Nakayama, of course. And we know Adam Hughes comes with the heat all the time. First appearances. Matter of fact, folks, if you haven't been following my list, let's do this. Let's start the show off like this. I haven't been here in a while, but the lists have kept coming. Hopefully you've been following me on Instagram because we've had some serious heat coming out in just the past few months. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to show you real quick. We have a special guest coming on the show here in a few minutes. You're going to love this guy. For those of you who may or may not know him, he's one of us. He's one of us. He's a great guest. Always grateful to have him on the show. But before we even get to this week's top 10 list, first of all, I just want to thank anyone who's watching right now. If you're driving home from work, stuck in traffic, if you're at the gym on the treadmill and you're tuning in to me and I'm blasting in your ear, crank out those reps, get through traffic, hit that treadmill. Matter of fact, put that treadmill on about an incline of 10. Get that sweat going, and I'll guarantee I'll get you through your workout. But for right now, here's what we got to do. Tall Dan, dude. So Tall Dan's one of us, folks. He's down in the trenches. He's part of the trench gang. Tall Dan, dude, I'm great. I'm so happy to be back. Seriously, man. It's great to be back. Freaking love this show. Tall Dan knows. He follows me on Instagram. He knows I put that list out every Friday. Like clockwork. It's there. Go check it. The receipts are there. They're dated. I did the hard work for you. I did the heavy lifting for you. All right. I put the dates. I put them in order. I put the cute little pictures. All you got to do is tap, 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 scroll, scroll, scroll. But if you're listening right now, guess what? You guys are already ahead of the curve. You know why? Because you guys are going to get the F.O.C. top 10 list fresh before the rest of the world does. That's right, boys and girls. So first thing we're going to do before we get into this week's list, let's take a look at some of our most recent performers. Because guys, even though I have not been on YouTube, I have been a busy bee behind the scenes. Let me do this real quick. I'm going to do a share screen with you. Let's take a look of some of my performers in recent months, recent weeks. All right. So check this out. Share screen. Here's my page. Let's see if I get this right. Oh, look at that. Who's this? Oh, you know what? Here's a good one. Check this out. Boom. All right. Let's give that. Matter of fact, let's fix that. Get that out of here. There we go. That's so much better. All right. Matter of fact, let's blow that all the way up. Let's just blow that all the way up. I like that page. Yeah. So this was back in July 29th. And the cool thing about this was that this was actually a short week. Wasn't a lot of action going on this week. But you know what I said? I said, folks, there's not a lot, but here's one book you should absolutely pick up. Wolverine 36. And I did say, first time ever, Wolverine and Ghost Rider together, Helverine, two of the baddest badasses in the Marvel Universe. I kind of did tell you to pick it up. Now, whether you went and picked it up or not, that's on you. But, lo and behold, let's take a look of how that performed. Oh, I mean, damn. I'm just saying. What do I say? I just make the list. I don't control the markets. This could have easily been pre-ordered ahead of time. $3.99 retail, pre-ordered at about $2.49. People want this for $65. So if you haven't heard, Helverine is getting its own limited series. That's right, folks. Helverine's getting its own series. I told you way back in July that even if I didn't have a top 10, for me, this was top 3. And I mean, good Lord, good golly molly, the numbers speak for itself. People are asking $65 for a minty fresh copy of a book that you could have easily just pre-ordered. You could have got a stack of these. Anyone who's been following me for the past 3 seasons now, you know what I do. Like this is what I do. I do this. All right. Every week, no pretense. All right. Just a little elbow work, a little scouring, a little reading, a little research. I curate the list. I put them together for you. Oh, but it doesn't stop there. At the beginning of 2024, I shared another one of my top 10 list. Who showed up on that list? Nope. Let's take a look at that. I'll share the screen with you. That was a good one. Ah, here we go. There we go. Look at that one right there. November 25, 2023. Number 1 pick on my weekly F.O.C. top 10 list. I was like, hey, the original Ultimate Spider-Man came out 23 years ago. I said it was a BFD. All right. I think we all know what that means. I was like, I think this was going to repeat. Nostalgia. People love it. I even gave you some of the variant covers to go after. Folks, easy pre-order. It was on my top 10 list. All right. So there's no FOMO here. You can't be like, oh, I didn't know. Man, why is this book so big? Because I said it was going to be. I actually said it. Let's take a look at how it performed. Again, I just make lists. I don't know how books are going to perform. I just make the list. Oh, good Lord. Look at that. That's crazy. I'm going to be honest. I didn't know I was going to do these numbers. $104 for a mint copy of cover A. People are selling. Look at that. Here's the thing. When I walk into stores now, and stores have their special wall where they put their special books. Hold on, let me get my face up here so you can see me. So when I walk up on stores, and you know how stores have like the special wall with special books, Ultimate Spider-Man's already on the special wall. Ultimate Spider-Man #1. And they have all the covers, and they're asking like $40 for it. But none of you out there are paying that because you follow my list every week, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's what we do. We follow J-Dub's list every week. We pay attention because maybe I'm lucky, but I'm lucky an awful lot, you know? Yeah, it didn't even stop there. I doubled down. Let's see what else I said. Doink. I like that sound effect. Doink. This actually came in at number 2. Ultimate Black Panther 1. Obviously, in hindsight, maybe it could have been number 1. But number 2, no, I said, order this now. This won't make the shelf. Literally said that. I even said the Boss Logic. God dang it, I love that Boss Logic cover. God, that's so sexy. Look at Storm. Jesus Christ. That is so, woo. But for me and my money, I went after the Boss Logic. What was number 1 this week? Oh, yeah, Mace. You know, this was actually a pretty solid number 1 pick because it did introduce a great, excellent new Star Wars character, the pirate, known as Azita something or another, Azita Cruz, was actually named after a real-life actress. But I digress. Ultimately, Black Panther number 1 was my number 2 pick for the week of December 16. Again, folks, that was an easy pre-order. That was an easy pre-order. Could have just got it for like $2.50, $3. Let's look at another one. It doesn't even stop there because I put out these lists every single Friday. And I say, hey guys, here's 10 books you should look at. And here was another book I told you guys to check out. It did astronomical numbers. It actually surprised the heck out of me. Look at that beauty. Look at that beauty right there. When did I say this? Oh, this is actually the same week. December 16, 2023. The Wolverine 42, Arthur Adams 1 in 25 variant, folks. The 1 in 25 variant. I said, hey, this is going to be a hot one. Go get it. It's going to be a hot one. This came out the same week as Doink. Ultimate. This was a big week. You had the Torrin Clark variant with the brand new character, Mace Windu. You had Ultimate Black Panther number 1 at number 2. Bruh, my top 3 alone just killed the whole game. Top 3 alone just killed the whole game. Oh, but you know what? We're not done yet. Oh, crap. Look at this shit. Look who came in at number 5. Come on, man. What are we doing? What are we even doing? This is why you're here now. This is why you're here watching live. Avengers Twilight, number 2, Alex Ross, and Acuna, who's dope as hell. The top 4 alone is like $100 worth of, no, more than that. It's like $200 worth of value. Arthur Adams Wolverines. We're going for $100. 1 in 25 ratio is my number 3 pick. Probably could have ordered it, pre-ordered, $30, worked out a deal with your local comic book store. But I mean, this is why we're here. This is what we do. And I'm very grateful for everyone who's here. Let's take a look at the comments section to see who made it in today. Liberty Hills, JT. Bruh, what's going on? JT said he got that Storm cover. You talking about the Boss Logic? That Boss Logic Black Panther. Bruh, it's so dope. I mean, granted, yes, the number 1 main cover is bringing in the most money, but dude, that Boss Logic is so sick, man. So sick. And I did tell you guys to go get it. And this is why we're here. But now that we got that out the way, we got the market update. We're going to unveil this week's top 10 here in a minute. But before we do that, folks, we got a special guest in the house. This man needs no introduction, but I'm going to give him an introduction anyways. This guy coming up now is an actual PhD. I think he has like a doctorate in structural engineering or some such. I'll let him explain it to you. This man is literally the closest thing on earth to the molecule, man. The stuff that he can do when he takes paper and rearranges it and cleans it up and glosses it up and transmorgifies it. Ladies and gentlemen, the comic book sorcerer supreme, the one, the only, Dr. Paul.
Hey, man, that was quite an intro. Thank you. Thank you.
Well deserved. Well
How you
deserved.
doing, man? It's been too long.
It's been too long since people seen our guns in our faces, but we're both very active. Look at that. Look
Gun
at
show.
that. What are you working with, man? 19s? 19s over there?
You
Jesus.
17 and a half, something like that.
Nah, they're more than 17 and a half. I measured mines at 17 and 3/4.
Yeah, but you give such a big frame, man. I got a small frame. They look bigger.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, one of your followers actually calls you Dr. Muscles.
True. Yeah. I get called out sometimes for the thumbnails showing off the guns, and I'm like, but I don't know what you want me to do. Put a different body on my face for the thumbnail.
Bruh, you
They
listen.
are what they are, man.
Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if you had a great audience of followers who might perchance be females, who might perchance may not care about comic books, but they love to see, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
If you got them, flaunt them, right? Yeah.
yeah.
All
Oh,
right,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm not
All right,
ashamed.
so hey, Dr. Paul, we're here. Great to
Sir.
be back. What do you have for us, man? First of all,
No.
for those who don't know you, give them a brief introduction. Tell them what you got cooking in the lab.
Sure, yeah. Dr. Paul Kosnick, biomedical engineer. I, in real life, work for a couple of small biotech companies, and my hobby is comic books, has been for over 40 years, just like you. And lately, I've been buying almost nothing but Golden Age, man. I got that Golden Age bug. If it's not at least 70 years old, I'm kind of like,
Oh man, I freaking love that. I love it. I love that you've narrowed it down to such a niche hobby.
Yeah. And there were so many publishers back then. There were so many books being thrown out. Some of them are incredible. Some of them, they were just throwing them together. But it's fun, and there's nothing like the chase of trying to get a copy of a book that only has 12 copies in the census. If you miss one, if you get outbid, it might be a decade before you see another one. So my channel is Liberty Hill Comics. We do unboxings, we do market reports, we do full conservation sometimes. And I'm actually premiering a video in 10 minutes. That is the culmination of a short video series where I cracked a Golden Age book that has only 12 copies in the census. I cracked it out of a CGC holder, gave it a clean and press, and we're going to resubmit it. So I'm unveiling the final results of my clean and press in 10 minutes.
You know what? We got to check that out. We got to head over to your channel and check that out. Hold on, let me back up 1 second. Let me rewind real quick. You said your PhD is in biostructural engineer again? Say again?
Biomedical engineering.
Dude, real life molecule, man. That's what you are.
I
The real
studied
thing.
chemical engineering in undergrad, so.
Jesus Christ, you can take matter and bend it to your will. I'm glad we're friends. I'm glad we're on the same side. You could easily be a supervillain, but you use your powers for good, for the good of the
Always.
comic book community.
Always.
I appreciate you for that.
Same.
Yeah. So,
And thank
all
you
right.
for what you're doing. You're putting this list out for free. That X-23 by Art Adams. What? I saw all those lists, by the way. Fire. I'm glad.
Yeah, like I say, man, yesterday's price is not the same price. I make the list. I don't control the markets. I have no idea what they're going to do. I just have kind of that spider sense that's like, oh, this one looks hot. Folks, I'm just letting you know. Not trying to tell you what to buy. Of course, buy what you love. But there's certain books on my radar, and I'm like, at the very least, take a look at it.
For real.
Mo is out there putting in cardio and checking out. Mo, we got it. You know what, Dr. Paul? We got to keep that energy going so he can keep those wheels
I just
turning.
got off the rowing machine, Mo, so keep it going.
Oh, you just gave up your secret. You went over there, worked up a sweat, got a nice little glow to you. The guns are popping. Ah, that's what it is.
Yeah, you get a pump from the rowing machine.
You get a pump for. Here's my rowing machine. I had some brew before,
I got
just to get
I got the
loosened
blue
up. And
milk, Jedi style.
look at this guy. This guy's drinking blue milk here. You're drinking that blue Luke Skywalker yak milk.
You got it, man.
Hey, Dr. Paul, let's do this. Let's take a look at your page and let them know what you got going on. How about that?
Yeah.
All right, let me get that going up here for us real quick. Boom, there we go.
Yeah. So this is the book I cracked. Quick little series, 3 videos, the sort of finale. Well, actually, I'll have still one more finale. This is the finale for now. This is
What
the
are we looking at?
final.
What book is this?
This is All American Comics number 83. So it's got this corny Mutt and Jeff cover, but it's from 1947. It's got a Golden Age Green Lantern story and a Golden Age Dr. Midnight story. So 2 members of the Justice Society of America. And yeah, like I said, only 12 copies in the census. This one came to me as a 5.0 with white pages, and it has this pencil mark, and it had a spine roll. So we decided, we can do better than that, and we cracked the case, cleaned it up, and it's really difficult to clean pencil off of yellow ink, by the way.
Why is
Usually,
that?
yellow lifts really easily, as does red. You can rub them with a Q-tip, and the ink will come off. So it's very difficult to get the pencil out of that trade dress and the title block and not have big eraser marks in the yellow. So in the series, I show folks how to do that, and then I show them how to get rid of a spine roll. And like I said, this is the final before and after video. And then I'm going to send it off to CGC. So we'll have one more unboxing video when it's all done. But short
All
little
right, so let me
series.
hold on. Let me get this right. You're one of 12 people on planet Earth who has this book.
Well, slabbed anyway, but yeah.
Slab, yes.
Yeah.
Jesus. Talk about
Yeah.
special.
Right. And so here's the other interesting thing. There's only 12 in the census. 5.0 is right at basically the median grade. So there's 7 graded higher, and what does that mean? 5 lower. But if we can push this grade up to a 6.5, then it's right at the top quartile. There's only 4 graded higher in the census. That's not nothing.
Dude, you're playing on a different level from everyone else. You're taking no, it's like what did they say? One man's trash is another man's treasure, but you're actually taking treasure and making it more treasure.
Sometimes, yeah. What's funny about this book is it has this Mutt and Jeff cover, and then somebody back in the day scribbled all over it with a pencil. I bought this book for $189 plus shipping and taxes. So I'm gonna get the clean and press. Obviously, is free. I'm doing that, and then the submission is gonna be round trip less than $40. So I'm gonna have about $235 in this book, and yeah, one of the if we get to our stretch goal of a 6.5, it'll be only 4 graded higher in the world.
All right, so ballpark, what are we talking value?
Tough to say. One of the problems with something that there's only 12 graded copies, there's only been 1 sold in the last 3 years, and there's only been 9 total sales in the last 20 years.
Oh,
So
Jesus.
you tell me what it's worth. I'll tell you,
This
if
guy plays
somebody's
on a
trying
different
to
level.
put together a full run of all American comics from the Golden Age, there's a couple of issues that only have like 9 or 12 copies in the census, like this one, that are going to be tough.
Dude, you're hunting down you hunt down the rarest of the rare. You're hunting down books that aren't even on people's radar, and you're putting them on the radar. That's amazing.
It ought to be. Listen, All American Comics, first appearance of Green Lantern in issue 16, first appearance of the Atom in issue 19, and then first appearance of Dr. Midnight in number 25. So
Whoa.
All American Comics was one of the flagship series of DC at
Whoa.
one point. 2 of the founding members of the Justice Society and 3 of the members of the Golden Age Justice Society all debuted in this title, and it only ran like 108, I want to say, issues total in the golden age, and then it was done. So it's not crazy to say, hey, I'm going to put together a full run. Nobody's done it yet. As far as I know, the closest person in the
Oh man.
CUC registry has 68% complete.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's the kind of stuff, like I said, once you've bought and sold Hulk 181 a couple dozen times, if you want to, exactly right. If you want a sort of a new challenge, what do you have to do? You have to find niche corners of the market
We
to
got,
play in.
yeah,
And-
we have to have a new challenge because at this
right.
point, everyone's pretty much chasing the same books. We're all kind of ringing around the rosy. What
I
is that?
own I own all
Uh,
the stuff from the
UF4. I mean, come on, how many times can we buy that book, right?
exactly. I own just about everything I want to own from the Silver Age. I own everything I want to own from the Bronze and the Copper Ages, and you know, you went your own specialized direction with
Right,
the F.O.C, the top
right.
10, and chasing the rare variants and the
That's
new
right.
thing, and that's a lot of fun, right? You got to find something where there's still a hunt, right?
Absolutely,
And I went the other
absolutely.
direction. I went as old as you can go.
You're
So
going. You're going all the way back to the
I
other
just
direction.
cracked
You're
the book
way back.
today. I just did an unboxing today where I opened a book from 1939, bro.
Jesus, dude, you opened a book that survived the Nazis and Hitler and Japanese Pearl Harbor, all that.
And the paper drive,
Oh
and
my-
also the juvenile delinquency scare with the Wortham, the Senate hearings. They had actual Senate hearings during the McCarthy era on the juvenile delinquency problem with comic books, and they had a whole bunch of comic book burnings, right?
History.
So
That's
yeah,
history.
that's why these golden age books are just such
You're
a
you're
treasure.
preserving and conserving history,
Exactly. I
Dr.
mean, I
Paul.
look at it as I don't really own this book. I'm just the caretaker for
Yeah,
this period of its existence, and I
Dr.
take
Paul,
that
man.
seriously.
Your video is starting soon live. Are you going to hang out for the top 10 or do you got to head over there?
I'll tell you what, I will just put it on if I can here. I think I can put it on another channel and just stay in the chat on my other one. So I'll
Okay.
stay with you if you don't mind me being potentially a little bit distracted, just responding to comments.
Dude, we're going to do this top 10 because people are ready for it. They've been waiting months for this. So we're going to get
Yeah.
into the top 10. All
All
right.
right.
And then simultaneously, you're going to be over there. So again, Molecule Man, two places at once. You're here and you're
You got
there.
it.
All right.
You
And
got it.
then after I wrap this up, I'm going to join you over there. How about that?
Perfect.
Dr. Paul, ladies and gentlemen, let's do it.
Thank you.
Folks, here we go. It's what y'all been waiting for, man. F.O.C. top 10, everyone listening in. If you're here live, thank you. Let's get that going there. Boom. There's some information for you that you can read it at your leisure. But for right now, let's go ahead and get this going. Bad Boy Nerd, J-Dub, F.O.C. top 10. Let's do it. Dr. Paul coming in and everyone watching at number 10. Oh my God. I'm so rusty at this. I haven't done this in so long. Hold on. Where are they? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, let's start this over again. Here we go. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, J Dub, Bad Boy Nerd, top 10, coming in at number 10. Bow. Ooh, I did it right. How about that? Starting off at number 10. From DC Comics, we have a book called Primer. Primer number 1. Why did Primer number 1 crack my top 10 list? Primer came out as a graphic novel 3 years ago. It's about a young girl. It's a little YA. It's about a young girl who gets these superpowers from some paints that she found. Now, I actually read it. I thought it was great. I thought the story was great. I thought the artwork was fun. It's just a fun comic book. They took the graphic novel. They're going to turn it into a serialized comic book. So it's going to be like an issue number 1, issue number 2. But the reason I did it is because I just thought the story was so good. I figured, you know what? Maybe this character will make some kind of future appearance. This is her debut as a comic book format. All right. If you get your hands on one, if you want to read it, The graphic novel is still available at retail. It's going for about $10. The graphic novel is actually this character's main debut. All right. But this is going to be a comic book format debut. Great story. I liked it. Primer number one. Just something fun, nothing earth shattering, but it made my top 10 list because it's what I do.
Sorry, J-Dub, I missed the publisher. Who's this by?
DC Comics.
Oh, okay. This is a Virgin.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes
Or
the
is
early
this the
artwork doesn't show
pre-release
the
one?
trade
Oh,
dress.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Oh,
There's
cool.
only one cover for this, so it's not going to be a bunch. Well, at least they didn't announce a bunch of different covers and variants.
So
So
it
if you're
will
in-
have a trade dress when we see it in the final.
perhaps, for sure. But no, it's a fun story, and I said, you know what? I'm putting on a top 10 list.
I like
Oh.
YA stories myself.
By the way, let me say this
fun.
before we go any further. Okay, so breaking news in the comic book world. Kid Venom. All right, Kid Venom #1, the ongoing limited series, whatever. The original release date was April 17th. That would have been today's F.O.C. Kid Venom's pretty hot. From everything I've been seeing online, the release date got pushed out until May. So I actually took it off of this week's F.O.C. and I'm going to put it on a later one. All right. So if anyone's thinking, oh, Kid Venom's going to be #1, on my list, Kid Venom's got pushed out. My F.O.C. list was so big that Kid Venom didn't fit on this list. I'm going to put that one on a later one. All right. So just to let you know, from everything I've seen online, Kid Venom #1 did get, in fact, pushed out. So just a little comic book news for that. I don't want you guys thinking you're crazy like, oh, J-Dub, your list sucks. Where's Kid Venom #1? Well, it got pushed out an extra month, so that's where it's at. That being said, coming in at number 9. Hey, man, first of all, what was that chuckle?
I got a thing for bad girls. J-Dub.
I do too. This is why we're friends. Coming in at number 9, Suicide Squad Kill Arkham Asylum #3. Listen, everything's going great for this book. All right. First of all, what's going great for this book? It's a Harley Quinn cover. Gotta love Harley Quinn. Second of all, if you get the Kill Arkham Asylum books, you get the unlockable digital tokens that you can play in the actual game. I don't know if the game sucks or I don't know if the game is great, but every issue of this book comes with the unlockable digital token. Second of all, this is a Stephanie Hans variant. I love me some damn Stephanie Hans. Dr. Paul, your chuckle.
Look at these boots, man.
It's always about the detail, right? The boots, they do it for you, right?
Yeah. They matter.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
great.
Stephanie Hans does some great covers. She really got it good with this Harley. It's all about the details, man. I love it. Number 9.
How about all the women who are artists now in the comic book industry
Dude.
that are drawing the sexiest women? This
Okay.
was not a thing when you and I were coming up, right? I mean,
Oh,
first
oh,
off,
oh.
there were almost no women in comics at the time. A couple of exceptions, notable, of course, but there's so many female artists now, and they're drawing some of the most beautiful covers.
Jenny
of
Friesen,
female figures.
Stephanie Hans, Souza Micah. Man, you said it. Hold that thought, put a pin in that. We're going to move in. I'm glad you said that. Because coming in, F.O.C. top 10, coming in at number 8. That's right. Star Wars will always be on my list, Dr. Paul, and you already know why.
High Republic.
That's
Too
right.
easy.
Folks, what is my number 1 rule? Everything High Republic. It's the easiest spec play in the galaxy.
These are layups.
These are layups. I've been saying that since they debuted nearly 4 years ago. Star Wars High Republic, Volume 3, number 6. What are we looking at here? We're looking at an insane 1:25 ratio variant featuring one of my favorite brand new characters, Lorna D. Absolutely beautiful. Not only that, the Chem and Cola variant, you know the reason I love this, Dr. Paul? Are you aware that they have lightsaber whips? Did you know that?
I did not know that.
You didn't know that was a thing, huh?
I mean, I assumed the Jedi whip was like the land speeder.
Yeah, no, there's actually a variation of lightsaber where it's a whip. It's actually been featured going all the way back to the original series, but they make very rare appearances. But apparently, in the High Republic, several people use them, including fan favorite Vanestra Rowe. I think this is the first time a light whip has made the cover, and that's why I love
Ah,
this variant.
I mean, it's beautiful, clean art.
Oh yeah, great art. Great art. All right, let's move it along. Coming
So you think
in.
I should run down to Tashi Station and get me some of those?
What's that?
Some of those comics?
Hey man, let's see. It only gets better from here. Speaking of female artists who make amazing covers, coming in at number 7. Dear God.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. JT, if you're out there listening, you already know what time it is.
Wow.
I'm just going to say it. I openly have a crush on this particular artist, Souza Micah. Not only is she an amazing artist, not only does she draw amazing art, not only does she make women look amazing, she herself easy on the eyes. I'll be nice. She's great to look at. I'll just say it like that. All right. Her and her artwork, she could be on one of her covers. But in
She
this
seems
particular,
like she walks the walk, right? Like her whole affectation is I'm an artist.
she walks it, she lives it, she looks it. She
Yeah.
checks the boxes. Souza Micah has been cranking out great variant covers over the past few months. She's doing Women's History Month covers, I believe. Harley Quinn. Listen, am I reading Harley Quinn? No, I'm not. Am I buying this cover? Yes, I am. That is just a beautiful cover. Dude, can we talk about Power Girl for a second? Look at the details she put in that. Look at it. Look at that. The
Yeah.
clasp, bling, the belt, bling, the girlies, bling. I mean, come on,
She's talented.
bruh. It's beautiful. And this is
Looking
why
into
this
it,
came
yeah.
in
Yeah.
number 7 on this week's FOC top 10 Souza Micah Women History covers. She belongs here. All
Yeah.
right. Moving along. It only gets better.
Whoa.
Yeah. If you're not reading Immortal Thor, it's just epic. Al Ewing is just doing some great stuff. Alex Ross is killing it on the main covers. As a matter of fact, while we ruminate about that cover, let's just go ahead and pull up a bigger version of that cover real quick because it deserves it. If we have time, do we have time? No, we're stretched for time. But I tell you what, here's what we're looking at here. We're looking at the Bradshaw connecting. All right,
Mm-hmm.
Thor 9 connecting to Thor 10 makes this huge layout. Read the story; it's pretty insane. Then, of course, in that little subset right next to it, we got another epic Alex Ross cover
Wow.
coming in at number 6.
You know
The
what's
Thor.
great about this too is it's not. You can tell it's Alex Ross, but it's not his. He's stretching his boundaries a little bit with this. He doesn't usually do really dynamic covers, right? And there isn't much more dynamic than ripping Journey into Mystery 83 in half.
You know what's funny? If you read Immortal Thor, what they're doing this very meta kind of takeover of the Thor issue. I don't want to give away anything, but they're going into some real meta type of fourth wall breaking stuff, and that's why you have what's her name, Enchantress or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Amara the Enchantress.
Yeah, taking in that, ripping that apart. It all ties into the story. It's an excellent run. That's just a sick cover coming in at number 6. Moving on, we are about to crack The top 10. We're moving fast this week. Coming in at number 5. Is it already? Wow. Let's do it. Vampire Variants. Blood Hunt is right around the corner. Everyone's cranking out Vampire Variants. Dr. Paul, you know what I like about this? I love the throwback covers. I know you love it too.
Yeah.
I know you love that.
This Captain America one is a little bit extra.
Dude.
They're all great, but Tomb of Captain America?
Extra in a good way, right? Like extra of the good stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
That
Thor is not so bad itself, though. It's nothing.
I like them all. But the Cap one is speaking to me.
Now, if you're like me, I'm blowing this screen up so it takes over. When you really get into that detail, dude, I think we talked about this before. We both kind of miss it when they gave you like an inside preview page on the cover. Oh God, that's so juicy. I mean,
when it's actually gonna happen in the book rather than kind of pose or something that doesn't happen. I really like the circle with Cap's head in it too. That's a throwback element, that they used to do. Because it used to be you'd buy the comics in the spinner rack and you might only see that little corner, and they wanted you to know, what it was you were missing if you flip past it.
Dude, you got Vampire Cap, you got Vampire Thor holding a dead Jane Foster. Man, oof. They really went in on these, man.
These are sweet.
Vampire Variants coming in at number 5 on this week's top 10. All right, let's see who's coming in at number 4. Oh God, you're gonna love this. All my Star Wars fans out there, here you go. Yep, Star Wars showing up twice in 1 week. One of the best characters in recent memory, Ty Yorick, former Jedi turned monster hunter. She is back, and she is awesome.
You've been a fan of this character since they debuted her.
And you know what? When they first came out, she cracked my top 10 list, and those early issues of her are going for anywhere between $10 to $15, even up to $20, depending on the condition. Nice. People really love her.
Yeah.
Monster of Temple Peak, I believe it is when they first introduced her.
Very cool.
Yeah, so she's back. One cover, no variants, just as one cover. High gloss card stock. Dark Horse is doing a great job taking over for the High Republic Adventures, taking over from IDW. They're giving it the grown-up, like a real grown-up feel. When you hold these books, it feels like quality.
They have a history of putting together, good production quality.
Absolutely. And they're doing it great with these. And so, coming in at number 4. All right, here we go. Sliding into home plate with the top 3, coming in at number 3. I had to go with this book, Venom 32. Venom 32, because they're saying that they're going to introduce a new version of symbiotes. That got me a little bit intrigued. But damn it, Rose Besch. Not only did Rose Besch deliver, but she came with some craziness. And me personally, I love it.
Wow.
Yeah, she's got this whole melting paint something over here on the right. And then Ryan Stegman, always with the 125 ratio variant. Love that Ryan Stegman. I'm just curious to see what they do with the storyline. So I'm like, you know what? This might be a BFD. Let's go ahead and put that at number 3. If you want the Rose Besch, pre-order it. I love Rose Besch. I collect a lot of Rose covers. All the covers are great, all right? I'm not saying you got to go get these particular covers. The main is great. The other variants are great. I like me some Ryan Stegman. He made my top 10 list. Absolutely.
I think I'm going with the Rose Besch here, though.
What's that?
I said I think I'm going with the Rose Besch cover here, though. I like when artists push boundaries, right? And
she really pushed it. Matter of fact, she pushed it and just pushed it. She
We've
pushed the
never seen
colors right
anything
off the
like this.
page.
Yeah, we've never seen anything like this on a comic book before. Think about it. Never.
I got to have it. I agree with
No.
you.
Yeah.
I wanted to highlight it just for that reason.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, the other variants, absolutely shout out to the other artists. But
Sure.
Besh, she really took it in a whole different direction.
What's going to happen when this is like a new thing? When all the artists are trying this and we're getting kind of homages to this. This is going to be the first one.
It's always the first one. It's always
Yeah,
the first
I mean,
one.
you know, maybe it doesn't catch on, but I think it's pretty cool. And like I said, I like seeing something different. Again, when you're looking at all the comic books published from the 30s till now, when you see something you haven't seen before, that's interesting.
This is a very interesting cover, man. I love Besh when she's just doing her Beshness. This is different, and I had to put this at number 3, which means we're about to get into the top 2, and here we go. Coming in at number 2, Spider-Man, Shadow of the Green Goblin. Why? Why, Dr. Paul? Why? And I tell you why. All right, folks. There's a whole story behind this. Shadow of the Green Goblin tells the story of a character called Proto Goblin. Folks, Proto Goblin was the guinea pig for the Green Goblin potion or serum or whatever. Dr. Paul, we haven't heard from Proto Goblin since 1997.
This is crazy.
It is crazy. Let me go ahead and pull that up real quick. Let's talk about this real quick. I was looking at this. I'm like, dude, what was I like 18 when they last did this? So yeah, it's just crazy that they even went this route. But this is very interesting. So here we go. All right, we have this character. Now I gotta show you about
from the
this.
flashback.
So this character here, Dr. Paul, was first introduced, and it's very weird. This is actually the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man run. All right.
Yeah.
Now we know Spider-Man Todd McFarlane debuted in 1990, sold like 5 million copies.
Mm-hmm.
But McFarlane only lasted for about 10 issues, and then he quit, went and did Spawn. The rest is history.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of people don't know this series kept going.
This is they did it these flashback issues that the technical number is -1. It says 1.
That's
but if
right.
you look above it, it says -1. They
That's
did
right.
these for most of the Marvel, maybe all of the Marvel series at the time. So this is -1 for Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man, I assume.
That's right.
But was McFarlane on Spectacular Spider-Man? I don't remember that.
Not at all. He
He
wasn't.
just did this flashback issue.
And I'm so glad you brought that up. And here's why. This is so weird. We got to talk about this. It's so freaking weird how they did this. All right. So look at that. Keep that in your mind.
I'm not
Flashback
forgetting that.
-1, Proto Goblin. One appearance.
This seems like a
1997,
key
nearly
that
30
we
years
need to
ago.
be rushing to the back issue bins for, honestly.
Thank you. Thank you. You said it. I was thinking it. All right. Can you see this? You see this?
Yeah, I remember this run. I remember this
All
run.
right. Let's
John
go back.
Romita
Let's
does
take a
it
look
on
at this, folks. Breaking news right here. Top 10. Spider-Man number 1. All right. We're sick of this cover. It's agreed. We hate this cover, right? Absolutely hate it. This
still love
issue, this run, eventually turned into this. Now we're scrolling. Dr. Paul, this is where it gets weird. Spider-Man 81, right here. And then, we're just going to take a break and shoehorn in. Doink.
We want
Doink.
next, not bigger.
We're just going to shoehorn this in right here. We're just going to do a flashback just because. We're going to tell that story.
Like I said, against across all of Marvel that month, they did -1 issues.
That's right.
I have a bunch of them. You know what? Funny enough, I have one was somebody had a subscription, It's still in the subscription bag from Marvel. I think it's X-Men -1.
Wow.
So I have a lot of those, but I don't have this one.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's probably going to be a mad scramble to go find that one obscure issue because
Yeah.
that is the one and only appearance of Proto Goblin. Now they're going to revisit it. First of all, let's talk about these covers. Top corner right there, that's Del Mundo. I love that. He made the pumpkins look
What?
like brain matter. Good
What?
good job, Del Mundo.
That's
Good job.
insane, dude.
Bottom corner, Hidden Gem. Now,
Mm,
here's the deal. Hidden Gem, open order. There's also a 1 in 100 Hidden Gem Virgin variant. Don't quote me. Hidden Gem might be open order. Request it, pre-order it, okay? Trade dress might be open order, not sure, but there's a 1 in 100 Virgin variant. It's there for the grabs. We'll see. We're going to see, Dr. Paul, what they do with this Proto Goblin character after 30 years making a comeback.
wow.
I had
That's
to put it
cool.
at number 2.
Yeah. Well, that's that bodes well for number 1. But like we were talking about, you got to find things that are still fun to do. Um, I'm excited about racing to the LCS and trying to find that Peter Parker -1.
Oh, it's on, man. It's on. Peter Parker -1. Come on, man.
This seems like fun.
Everyone's about to go bargain bin hunting
We
for
could get
that.
that for $1 or $2. That'd be fun.
It's a dollar bin book, bruh.
I mean,
It was an
that'd be
obscure
fun.
issue that came out nearly 30 years ago. No one cared until
No one
I
cares.
guess
As far
now.
as I know, I don't think any of those -1 issues were keys of any sort. I don't think anything important happened in any of them, maybe other than this one.
We'll see. Someone really, really dug into the bins to pull out this story from deep, man.
I love
Like
that.
this came from deep like a Steph Curry 3. So here we go. Number 1. Here it is. Let's see what we got. Oh! Fleeks and Forstner are at it again.
Okay.
Do you remember out there, do you remember the phenomenon known as stray dogs?
I do.
Well, now it's time for the cats. This is basically Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Walking Dead for cats. It's a horror story featuring cats.
Fun.
Tony
I like
Fleeks
the
apparently loves to torture animals in comic books.
I mean, I really dig the movie poster covers. These are cool.
Oh man, let's talk about it. All right, so Tony Fleeks, we love the guy, we love what he does. His partner in crime, Trish Forstner, anytime these two collaborate, they make magic happen. All right. Firo, rabid outbreak of cats. Indoor cats get outside. They get trapped out in the world with all these animals going rabid. It's basically a zombie horror survival featuring cats. That's what we're looking at. It's got some great covers. Obviously, these are ratios. That bottom corner cover is a 1 in 100. That top corner is either, I believe it's a 1 in 25 or a 1 in 50. But
Wow.
here's what you guys need to do. You got the list. You're watching this live. You're listening live. Firo number 1. It's going to be big. We know all about that. Fans of Stray Dogs, fans of Tony Fleeks, fans of Trish Forstner. There are great exclusives out there. Everyone's going to go grab the main cover number 1. Try to put in your pre-orders to get a 1 in 10 ratio, 1 in 25. There's a 1 in 50. There's that beautiful 1 in 100. If you're balling like that, have at it. I'm going to see what kind of magic I can do. Put your orders in early. Maybe you can get one at price. Dr. Paul.
Seems like another layup.
I think so too.
That's what you're trying to give people, right? You're trying to dish.
I try to. I try to throw alley oops, and for those who can't jump, I try to give them a nice little Magic Johnson pass so they can lay it up.
There we go.
Dr. Paul, this was great. This was so much fun to be back.
Yes. Glad you're
So
back.
much fun.
Glad you invited me. I really appreciate it.
All right. So Guys, we're going to go from this party to the after party. But before then, let's go ahead and do a quick recap like we always do. Coming in at number 10, Primer number 1, the comic book series based on the graphic novel from DC Comics' New Superhero. Number 9, Juicy Saucy, Stephanie Hahn's variant for Harley Quinn, Arkham Asylum number 3. Each issue comes with a digital token for the video game. Coming in at number 8, High Republic Volume 3, number 6, I believe it is, featuring a great, excellent Lorna D ratio and the Light Whip. Wow. Whoo! Lord Jesus. My goodness. Souza Micah's putting out women history covers, and I love her for it. Dude, Harley Quinn in a cowboy hat, chaps. Oh, stop. Just stop. Number 6, Immortal Thor. Excellent connecting cover, along with the Alex Ross greatness. Number 5, Vampire variants, specifically that Cap, that Thor, and that Shadow of the Goblin. Number 4, she's back. Ty Yorick, Jedi Monster Hunter, is back. 3, Venom number 32. Stegman with the win. Rose Besh coming with something different. Coming in at number 2, Shadow of the Green Goblin. Proto Goblin is back after 30 years. And number 1, Firo number 1, featuring Tony Fleeks terrorizing cute, adorable animals.
Great list. It's fun to run it back. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. All right, so you're going to head over to your channel now?
My premiere is actually over, but I'll be there. I'll go hang out.
All
if
right.
anybody wants to leave a comment, I can comment in real time.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys. I'm just going to kick it with Dr. Paul, Liberty Hills Comics on YouTube. That's the after party. Anyone want to hang out with us? That's where I'm going right now.
All right. Take care.
I'll see you guys next week. We're doing the damn thing.
See ya.